Welcome, my friends, to a long overdue Pints and Paints. As always, I'm your host, OHA Jason, coming to you live from the Forge with the official beer of the OHA. We're going to crack into a Rolling Rock. It's magically delicious. It fixes all your ailments, and we're going to enjoy one of these while we have a chat. Cheers. So, Pints and Paints, where's it been? There's been a lot going on for me personally in life, so haven't had the opportunity to get in front of camera as much as I would like, especially given what an exciting time it is in the hobby. So bear with me. I'm definitely going to try to get some more content up on the channel, and bring you some more updates. Obviously some exciting things happening within the hobby, within the OHA itself. But I did really want to take a minute to do this episode specifically to talk about some of the issues I've seen coming up in the communities and on a lot of the Facebook pages regarding the stock issue. So as most of you should be aware, there wasn't an official release from the Warhammer community regarding this very issue. Basically it's going to get taken care of. I think everybody needs to take a step back and just calm down. I know we have a lot of new players, and welcome as well to a lot of new subscribers to the channel, people following the OHA. The buzz and excitement around this game has been amazing, and I think that's part and parcel to part of the problem. Obviously, I don't think GW could have expected this game to do as well as it has, which is a very, very good problem to have. I know it's frustrating right now in that you can't certainly get every model maybe you want to, but I would caution that maybe some patience is required, and it sounds like things are going to be squared away by the beginning of the new year. And I think we're going to see some releases tied to obviously new material that's going to be coming out. So whether we're talking the Gondor in Flames, the rumored Numenorian, with the character that's listed in the book. I know there's a bunch of rumors flying around that's next. So exciting times to be sure, but I think everybody needs to take a step back and remember we are a specialist game. We are not Warhammer 40k, and we're not Age of Sigmar. So I know we are getting a lot of players that are new to the game coming over from those worlds. We are also getting some players that are coming back to the game after being away. Maybe when they played 10 years ago, the game was obviously a staple of GW's business. That, of course, has changed over the years. Up into about 2 years ago, things were not looking overly good for the game. They've been turned around. The Middle-earth team has done an excellent job of bringing the game back to life. We've got a new edition of the rules. We've got a lot of exciting things. Maybe there were some issues with the stock. Maybe, they didn't anticipate the uptake in business that they certainly seem to have. All good things. They're going to get it sorted out as quickly as they can, and I think you're going to see, the next evolution of what the stock situation within Middle-earth hobby is going to be. So I would caution everybody to be a little patient, give GW some time to work on it. I know that's easy for somebody like me to say who's got the majority of the models that, I necessarily need. There's obviously some stuff on the wish list, but all in good time. In the meantime, I would hope that players around the community are open to allowing proxies, open to allowing people to, do some really nice conversions and things like that to get them through, whether they're in a competitive game or even friendly games. So the community has always been one that's been very accepting and really a happy place. Let's keep it that way. I think that everybody should be able to work together to see people through this sort of gap in the availability of some of these models. And, even if it has to be like, if you need to loan somebody a model to get them through for an event, I know we've seen that quite a bit in our particular group. So let's just keep that in mind. I think it's really exciting times. Obviously with the game doing as well as it has, it means it has a future. So let's bear that in mind, that the fact that things are sold out means that there's a lot of new players buying up models, getting into the game. So it's a very positive thing. Going from, years ago struggling to find people to play it to now, people coming out of the woodwork. I know particularly on our channels and our groups, we've seen quite an influx in players. Our latest event at Scouring the West Farthing, which I was going to touch on a little later, did extremely well, and we had, I think it was 8 new players, which is amazing. 8 people that we have never seen at an event before. So, those are very, very positive signs. So take it with a grain of salt. Bear with them. They're going to get through it, and we'll push on. So that's all I want to say about that. GW is going to sort this. I know they will. The Middle Earth team has always been excellent at keeping people informed, i.e. with the the community post. Obviously, there's a game plan in place, so let's let it play out and see how it goes. If in the new year things haven't been dealt with, obviously then there's maybe some cause for concern and time to send some letters up the chain, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So let's keep that in mind and carry on. So as far as paints go, believe it or not, this particular episode of PMP, I was actually painting. I know that's a very rare thing. I've been working on some Nazgul, or Wraiths, sorry. Getting these guys ready to go, as well as working on just some plain Urukai. So I needed to flesh out a couple warbands of my Urukai. I wanted to get this guy painted here. And then these 3 Wraiths were just sitting there. They're fairly easy with just going in with a gray and touching stuff up. Doing some highlights and stuff. So they're not overly complicated to get painted. So there was actually some painting going on. And Lord of the Rings related. So I have quite a bit of time to get some painting done, as I'm currently off for a little bit taking care of some medical stuff, which is all good, but it's going to give me lots of time to hopefully get some armies really fleshed out and ready to go. Just to recap on Scouring was a massive success. I want to say thank you to everybody who attended. I want to thank all the guys that participated, as well as all the guys from the OHA that chipped in to make it a fantastic event. Thank you very much to the guys at Kegs Con specifically. Did an amazing job. Great venue as always. The drinks were cold. The atmosphere was terrific. And, we had an absolute blast. So looking forward to getting back to that location next year to be sure. I believe OHA George has a video coming of sort of the award ceremony. The first, second, third, best painted, all that fun jazz. So stay tuned to the channel for that. I'm sure that's going to get posted up shortly when he has a moment. I know he's been taking a breather after all the hard work he put into the event and getting things organized. So obviously now that Scouring the West Farthing is in the books, we are now looking forward to Hot Lead 2019. That's going to be held in Stratford last weekend in March. It sounds like we're going to have some Brits. It sounds like we're going to have some Americans. Really excited about this event. We're toying with a few different ideas on how to really make it something different for the OHA. Really looking forward to bringing that to you. So definitely look for a video in the near future touching on, what we're going to do for Hot Lead this year and War of the Ring. I do believe it's going to maintain that name. I think the name is going to stick. So we won't need to rebrand that event. There is definitely some discussion about adding a third OHA event to the calendar, which is exciting. We're thinking about a number of different venues and options on what we want to do, where we want to go, location-wise, stuff like that. What we want to touch on as far as content, whether we want to go a 3-day, a 2-day, a single day, we're not sure yet. But rest assured there will be more videos to come. With all the new players that we see spread out, particularly in the Southwest, we are very fortunate. We've had a massive influx of players in London. Got a bunch of people coming out of the woodwork in Kitchener, Guelph, even down in the Chatham-Windsor area. We're seeing some players coming up, which is great. So looking forward to bringing that all together. Obviously, on the American site, things are exploding. There is a player finder or group identification map. There are a pile of players that are very close proximity to us. So as a Canadian reaching out to you Americans, you are always welcome at our event. We have a number of Americans that usually do attend, Cody being one. Devin obviously just attended Scouring the West Farthing. We are most happy to host you guys. Very, very happy to have you up to our events. So take a look at the page, take a look at the events. I know there's people in Michigan, Ohio, very close. To get to my place, if we're looking to have a game, you're literally talking an hour over the border from Detroit. So time-wise, we're pretty close. And again, we're always open to coming that way as well. So if you've got some events, feel free to send us a message, PM us, let us know what you got. We'll be happy to post it up on the OHA site and make sure people know so we can get some cross-border action going on, which is always fun, It leads me to my next topic. It was basically, there was an interesting question posed on, I want to say it was the OSBGL, about the meta and whether or not we've noticed a change in the meta and good versus evil and yada yada yada. I think it's far too early to tell what that change is going to be. Personally, I don't see there being a whole massive change in the meta, in the sense that, you know, you're always going to have the people that enjoy playing evil. You're always going to have the people that enjoy playing good. I think heroes are obviously going to have a little more freedom in the game. I think casters are going to be less important to a point. I think the casters are going to be very important, but you're going to have to be very wise in how you use them. Whereas before they were kind of indiscriminately running around doing whatever. Now you really got to pick your moment, you know, especially if you're going to invest not only a will but a might into, you know, getting that massive effect for the spell. You've really got to make sure that your timing is right in the game, particularly if you're playing in a competitive game. Obviously not so important in a for fun game or a fluff game. What I do like is it lets heroes sort of have their way with the table, which I think they should be able to do. You know, I think that you're going to see a definite shift in the amount of time a game takes, because I think those big name heroes that you're going to see more of are going to be cutting up and cutting through guys a whole lot quicker, which is going to speed up gameplay. You know, really, I think things are going to get a whole lot less tactical, in the sense that, you know, you were always kind of very concerned about position with casters and heroes and keeping guys separated, and now it's going to be run in, hack and slash, see who can beat each other up the fastest. And I think that's going to play into game speed and such. So I know there was some discussion about point values and such. Personally, my interpretation of the rules and reading it, I think this game is going to shine at 1,000 points. That's my personal opinion. I think that's going to allow you to bring lots of toys. It's going to allow you to bring heroes, big war bands, you know, some war machines or siege engines if you want it. I think that to get the full feel for the game, I think 1,000 points is going to be where it's at, in my humble opinion, of course. And that's just from what I'm reading and what I'm taking away from it. I can't speak too much experience-wise in gameplay, as the vast majority of any of the new rules that I've played have all been demo games, hosting people, getting new players involved and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see where it does go, where the shift comes. I think you know, the classic people that play what they play now are going to continue to play what they play. They're just going to have to change the way they play it. And I think that's all it is. You know, I think the allies matrix is huge, personally speaking. I am a massive fan of that. I love the fact that it penalizes people for taking cheese and just shit that shouldn't be on the table, frankly. You know, whether you're talking, well, anything. I mean, like Erkenbrand with Arnor. Like, come on, that's just garbage. Shouldn't even be there. So the fact that you get penalized now for doing it by losing your army bonuses, characters can't affect other war bands outside of their own. You know, if you're not a green ally, you know, that's huge. I think that's awesome. I think it's going to add to the feel of the game and really hold true to the lore. So personally, I think that's an excellent change that has happened. And I'm interested to see, you know, with the upcoming tournaments using these new rules, what the force composition is going to look like, allies, if any. You know, I think you're going to see a lot more pure lists, which is awesome. It's really cool. So I'm a big fan of what's going on. Very, very big fan of what's going on. This weekend, the OHA. Oh, so important to stay hydrated. It's like so good when it hits your lips. The OHA is doing a great demo day at the Game Chamber in London, Ontario. If you're anywhere around London on Saturday, between the hours of 11 and 5, swing by the Game Chamber. It's on Dundas Street in London. You can look them up online. You can look it up at the OHA Facebook page. Come out, see us. We're going to have the whole back room dedicated to nothing but Lord of the Rings. There's going to be guys playing 750-point games. There's going to be demo tables. There's going to be demo scenarios. You don't need anything. Show up, roll some dice, have some fun, learn how to play this amazing game. And it's all free of charge. So come on out and see us at the Game Chamber. We're very excited. There's going to be a whole pile of the OHA guys there. We're all going to be throwing some dice and gaming, and we're very much looking forward to it. So I think that's all I have for now. I know the OHA is going to have a monthly meeting on November the 3rd. Should have some big news after that I'm excited to share with you guys. You know, really looking forward to some of the exciting things that are in the works for the OHA and where we're sort of taking the direction of the OHA. Some of the changes that are coming down the pipe are going to be massive and huge, and are going to really, I guess, answer some of the questions that a lot of our local people have been asking. Things they want to see. One thing for sure I did want to throw a shout out to, if anybody is interested in coming out and gaming with the OHA, be it a battle report that we're going to film through online, be it you just want to come out and play on some of these fantastic tables, by all means send us a message. Send us a PM, text, a message on Facebook, chat, anywhere. Just get a hold of us. We would be absolutely happy to have you. We can throw down some dice, play on some of the amazing themed tables we have, and maybe get a battle report or two out of it. So that's it for PMP. I'm going to try to get a little more regular with these. Can't make any promises, but I am going to try. That's all I have for you. So happy hobbying, guys. Stick with it. Be patient. Everything's going to work out. I promise you. GW and the Middle Earth team specifically, I'm sure, have some really amazing things up their sleeve for this game. So let's be patient. Stick with it. And can't wait to see you at the next episode. Cheers, guys.